to the University of North Carolina in Greensboro, where we will talk about the online German language course that is using a Blackboard entry and a program called Tell Me More, and it's called Tell Me More German, or in short, TMM. So I will explain how the online German course is organized in Blackboard and in what way the course is using Tell Me More to deliver the language instruction. I will step back from the screen and talk from the teaching station, and we will have a look at what students see in Blackboard when they log in on the internet to do their language course. This course is for 3 credits like any other language course, and it happens to be a first semester German course that we are starting from scratch. I'll start by explaining the Blackboard menu, Blackboard being the online teaching system that we use at the University of North Carolina at Greensboro, and this is the cover page that students see when they start the program. This happens to be announcements, and the course that I'm using here as an example was taught in the fall semester of 2008, which is about a year ago. So as we start looking at the Blackboard cover page, I will start by explaining the menu items here on Blackboard. The announcements page is the entry for the course, and we were just there at the beginning. That's where the instructor lists all and posts all the announcements for the course. Then you have the typical syllabus, which can be clicked on, and then it comes up as a Microsoft Word topic document, and it will explain exactly what kind of course we're talking about here and how many credits, what the different arrangements are for the course. The course uses a language learning program called Tell Me More, which comes in many different varieties. We have German, we have Japanese, we have Chinese, there's Italian, there's Spanish, there are many other languages. And the program comes online, and students also have an option to buy the program on CD-ROMs, and the CD-ROM components would probably run around $300, and the online version has more technology associated with it, more tracking portals for the instructors. Instructors can track the student through the Tell Me More portals, and that is the superior version of the program. But students can also buy the CD-ROM if they are interested in buying a software rather than going online. So the syllabus explains all of this, and the program has the following structure. There are about 7 or 8 lessons or units in the course, and the typical lesson activity consists of the following. You have an introduction to the lesson that is posted on Blackboard. The lesson has explanations concerning grammar, explanations concerning culture, and it has about 20 or 30 visuals, illustrations that focus on a particular topic. Students reading the introduction, that might take about 3 hours on average. That's about 15 pages if you print out the introduction. That's on Blackboard. Then there's a vocabulary game that asks students to practice the vocabulary that is going to be used in the unit. Then there are the German exercises in the Tell Me More program. That's where the actual language learning occurs. And that is probably 3 hours a week for the 3-credit course. After Tell Me More exercises are completed, might be 3 hours a week on average. A lesson lasts for 2 weeks, so students practice maybe 5 to 6 hours. They're ready to go to the discussion board on Blackboard and post their comments on their experiences learning the language through Tell Me More. And the comments can focus on language learning. The comments can also focus on cultural commentary, things that have been introduced in the introduction in terms of grammar. So the commentary can be broad and can cover any concern the students might have. At the end, there's an exam. Consists of multiple choice, fill in the blanks. The exams are organized on Blackboard and are graded automatically. Students can take the exams 3 times in a row. The questions are randomized and the scores are averaged. So it is to the advantage of the student to take the exam only once and receive the highest score at the first attempt. So that is the basic syllabus as we have it for this course 101. Then there are various other course documents that are listed here. A lot of it relates to technical information. What is needed on the computer side in order to run Blackboard, what is needed for running TMM, tell me more, and all of these technology questions. And then there are the actual course lessons, and these course lessons correspond with what we have on the TMM lesson side. So if the TMM CD-ROM has a lesson called To Introduce Yourself, then the introduction to that lesson is also called To Introduce Yourself. So there's a correlation between the Blackboard lessons and the TMM lessons. The lessons are background information students have to get up to speed with TMM. So here is the cover page for lesson 1, and in the course we have 8 lessons for 101. That's roughly about 10 days, 12 working days for each lesson. And here we have a repetition of what we just talked about, a description of what's involved. And since this is the beginning of the first lesson in the first course of the sequence, we have to start from scratch. So we introduce what background students need to know about the German language. Here's an outline of our table of contents for lesson 1. We're talking about history of the German language. We talk about the German alphabet, the German pronunciation, then the features of the written language, greetings and farewells, introducing oneself, numbers from 1 to 20. Those are all very standard topics for the first semester course. We have a few grammar items, German pronouns, phrases, how are you, what day of the week do we have, where do you come from, introduction to the conjugation of verbs, and introduction of auxiliary verbs, and a few listings of German words and vocabulary items. So the lesson has a lot of illustrations. To lighten up the load, Blackboard packages the lesson in short segments that students can read, one screenful at a time. Here's a history of the German language. Then we have the German alphabet. Those are all background information, and each one of those pictures has links underneath for more internet excursions. So if this happens to be the city of Heidelberg in Germany, there's a link here to the city of Heidelberg where students can find out more information about the city that is shown here. And that is the idea, the beauty of online instruction.